Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website of Sunrise Auctions based in Japan, and we're going to have a quick look at their latest musical instrument auction. It's not very long, about 62 items here, so it shouldn't take us long to go through. The buyer's premium for this is 17% up to items that go up to 1 million yen, and then after that it's 15%, and then items over 10 million yen it's 10%. So that's not too bad. 17% is a bit better than we normally see. For the purposes of calculating rough costs, we'll say that 1,000 yen is about £6 British. I think in reality it might be a little bit higher, could be a bit lower, depends on the day, depends on the exchange rate. XE kind of exchange put 1,000 yen at £6.50, but they're always a bit high. You never really get that rate, so I'm going to say £6. So without further ado, we're just going to have a look through. Like I said, it's not a very big auction, so I don't think that it will take us particularly long. So we have a load of auction catalogues there. Pop culture from Christie's, so nothing too crazy there. Another Christie's pop culture kind of catalogue. Some auction catalogues there. Bromptons and Bonhams, a few different ones there. See this stuff quite a lot. Some more auction catalogues. Teresio this time. Some more Teresio catalogues. Ingalls and Heyday catalogues. These Ingalls and Heyday catalogues are really good though. Really nice pictures if you're interested in comparing instruments and you don't have access to the Teresio Casio archive. Really nice. Some more auction catalogues there, kind of Christie's, Sotheby's, etc. A lot of auction catalogues. More auction catalogues there, Christie's, Crossroads guitar collection. Kind of Luthery in Napoli book there. A book on Polastri. And then the Jalovec book on Italian violin makers there, which is pretty standard. Another book there. Luteri in Toscana. There, Cremona books. Someone's bidding on it. Umberto Azzolina's book on Italian makers, unknown makers, unpublished. No bids on that yet. Some violin tailpieces there. Random. Boxwood violin pegs. Some frogs and adjusters. Some more frogs and adjusters. More frog and adjusters. Violin tailpieces. This kind of harp style angled one. I quite like the look of those. Peg reamer there. Shoulder rests. Some more tailpieces there. Some materials for violin and bridges. That's curious. Set of boxwood chin rest and tailpiece. Violin case for 2 violins. Another violin case for 2 violins. Boxwood chin rest. Viola bow stamped Sartori, Paris. 200,000 to 230,000 yen. So 100,000 yen is about £600. So it's about, estimates about £1,200 or so. No bids as yet. Let's just have a quick look here. There's a few pictures there, silver mounted, good condition. Gives you the weight and everything there. Nickel mounted French viola bow by Prosper Colas, 250,000 there. So that's getting to £1,500 or so as the starting bid, I think, if my maths is correct. Probably completely wrong. A whole lot of violin bows there. Some children's violin bows. Nook mounted violin bow stamped PC Brazilian wood. Bit of lower quality thing there. Some more violin bows. Silver mounted violin bow. Doesn't seem to have any particular stamp. Let's just use the enlarge function there. Have a quick look at the head. I don't think this is anything of particular note. Looks a bit clunky in the head there. A violin bow, not stamped. Ebony button. Nickel mounted. Carry on. A violin bow. Not a great deal of information there, but I'm sure if you contact them. And just to say also, this auction is due to finish on the 8th of July, which is tomorrow. No, ending July the 14th. Okay, it looks like they've extended this a bit then, from what I thought. So yeah, so still going on until July the 14th then. So it's a violin bow, stamped Lupo. A silver mounted violin bow by G.L. Panormo, Frog Later. Certificate of Gilles Chancerule. Frog is not original. Looks like it's had some work done there. Nickel mounted French violin bow by the Lebert firm. Unstamped. Looks in good condition. It's got the Guillaume certificate. Nickel mounted French violin bow by Lebert again. We see a lot of these on the other auctions, so I don't think there's a massive need to look at that. Nickel mounted French violin bow by J.J. Martin. So this is getting a bit higher in value there. I guess this is around about the kind of £6,000 kind of mark, so a higher level of bow there. It's got a Raffin certificate. It's all approximate kind of values against the estimate, just kind of on the my brief knowledge of the current exchange rates. A violin labelled Francesco Guadagnini. So this just looks like a very kind of standard trade instrument, hence the low kind of estimate. No bids placed. These ones are even a bit later, July the 15th, so I'm not sure what's going on with that auction. A violin labelled Car Ushen Winterthur, 1951. Bit higher estimate, a little under or around £600. There's a bit of setup work there. A violin labelled copy of Strad. Back looks interesting enough, but this is pretty standard. Back length 357. A violin labelled Joseph Hornsteiner. Modern French JHL violin. So we see a lot of these. I don't think this is anything of particular note, to be honest. Modern German violin, Strad label. Once again, this is fairly standard kind of trade work here. I don't think we're seeing anything too interesting. Modern violin labelled JB Viome. Once again, fairly standard kind of trade model, maybe a tiny bit more interesting than some of the previous ones. European violin, circa 1900, labelled Postacchini. Slightly higher, but once again looks kind of like a fairly tradey instrument there. German violin, labelled JBVO. Once again, standard kind of trade instruments here. Not particularly pleasant varnish. Modern violin, labelled Bernadelle. Certificate, sold with insurance appraisal from Teresio. So this is insurance only. It's a bit higher here on the valuation. This is coming up to maybe £3,000 or so, around that as the estimate. A good modern Japanese violin by Sirocco Murata, Tokyo, 1966, with case and chin rest. So 750 to 850,000 yen. So I guess that's kind of getting on to about £5,000 or so. Something around that. It's probably completely off, but it's around that kind of ballpark. So good to see some Japanese made instruments. We saw one, I think, on the last Sunrise auction. Maybe it's the same one. I kind of forget a bit, but be good to see more of those. Modern Italian violin by Mario Garda, late production, Mantova, 1990. Original label. Yeah, it's got the branding, 355 back. That's good. Certificate of the maker. So here we are in the kind of 6,000 to 7,000 kind of range there. It's got a bidder. Looks like that kind of standard Garda production. Contemporary Italian violin by Sabino Preti, 2002, 357, certificate of the maker there. So you're looking a bit kind of higher valuations there, kind of looking to maybe getting close to £7,000 there as a potential estimate. That's a certificate of the maker, so there is a bidder there. Oh, they've got a condition report. Don't think I've seen a Sunrise condition report before. So inside engraving, interesting. Well, hopefully in the future we see a bit more condition reports from them and a bit more kind of fleshed out auctions. Modern Italian violin by Mario Garda again. The Poggi model, no bids on that, so that's getting towards a kind of 10 to 12,000 pound kind of estimate. Certificate of the maker. That's a nicer example than the other one, I think. Old German violin, School of Joseph Klotz, Mittenwald. So it's getting a bit higher. That's definitely 10 to 12,000 pounds. It seems potentially a little bit high, although I have seen some of these go for kind of 8.5 or so in some of the UK auctions recently, but that does seem a little high. I'll have to double check my calculations on that, but yeah, it looks to be around 10 to 12,000. Modern violin, Ventapane School, labelled Lorenzo Ventapane, 357 back, certificate from Giorgio Grisales. That's once again in that 10 to 12 range, which is probably a bit more believable. It's a little bit rough in places there. Okay, a contemporary Italian violin by Luca Cernini or Spranini, 1984. I'm terrible at pronouncing that. 355 back. This is the same kind of that 10 to 12,000 kind of area. Another condition report, but not much kind of information on there. An old violin, ascribed David Tekla, labelled David Tekla, ribs of plain wood, head plain wood, sold with letter certificate from Gaetano Palastri from 1945. So this is getting on a bit more. This is getting near your kind of your £20,000 kind of estimate, kind of a little bit, maybe 18,000-20,000. It's got a few pictures here. A few documents to back it up there. an Italian violin ascribed to Vincenzo Sannino, Napoli, 1900. Certificate from San Domenico Stringed Instruments, so once a bit higher, so there's definitely around upper valuation of about £20,000, maybe a little bit kind of over. No one is bidded so far. And a good modern Italian violin by Renato Scolavesa, Parma, 1978. So this is definitely getting a bit higher now. We're getting into the kind of 30,000s, I think, around that for sure. Let me just do some quick maths in my head. Yeah, about kind of 30,000. Certificate from the Maker's Workshop, probably by his daughter. There's a bid on that, so that's good. That's popular. Interesting pegs. And I think that is the end of the auction. So not many lots, but good to see a bit of a condition report. I think this is a better auction than the last one. It certainly has a bit more interesting kind of things. For some reason I thought this was ending tomorrow, but clearly it's not. So it has yeah, some of the lots have 7 days left, so the 14th of July, and some have an extra day, so they're until the 15th of July. So yeah, a better auction than last time. It's good progress. Hopefully the next one kind of gets better. I'd love to see a few more kind of Japanese instruments there, or maybe other instruments from kind of countries closer to Japan. A bit of diversity, but some interesting instruments. Some of the Italian ones are bit more interesting than last time. Not so much on the bows and things, but no, it's moving in the right direction. So just a brief overview there of the Sunrise auctions. So bidding is live now. Check out all their details if you want to know about shipping and things. Probably shipping from Japan is probably not the greatest thing unless it's something you desperately want, but check it out anyway. And until then, we'll catch you next time. Ciao for now. Bye. Many thanks for tuning in to the Musical Instrument Investigator. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and turn on notifications, and watch out for the next video coming soon.